parts of the south and east may well stay dry. Skies will clear gradually from the west, and no frost is expected anywhere tonight. Now, we have a few moments before the news.
Feels very strange without Sally.
Yeah, it does.
Helen must have been hoping she'd change her mind at the last minute.
Well, not really. She knows Sally wants to spread her wings, get to know her father and his other family. It's understandable.
How's all that going?
Well, pretty well, I think. She rang up yesterday, of course. She said she was having a great time. Real family Christmas, she said.
How many of them are there?
I think Marcia's about to produce number 4.
God, some people have all the luck.
I'd call that rather going over the top, myself.
Yes, you would.
Look, I'm sorry Helen's not back yet. We could start without her, as it's only cold.
If you believe in reincarnation, wouldn't it be grim to come back as a turkey?
Not half as bad as a chicken, they're never out of season.
Yeah, well, I hope she gets back soon, because I've got to go and see Inga later on.
Oh, just like old times.
Yeah, but with one difference. This could be the last time. Well, yeah, I mean, the last Christmas.
What?
Well, have another drink. Let's be festive. We may as well get smashed while we wait. Yeah, I've been thinking. I can't go on like this. It's not fair to anyone. Me, nor Helen, or Inga come to that. I'm going to stop going round there no matter what she threatens to do. I mean, I can't spend the rest of my life being held to ransom. It's not fair to Inga. It gives her false hope, and it's driving me and Helen crazy. I feel a bit ashamed that I've done it for so long. Yeah, I thought I was just being kind or doing my duty, but I'm beginning to realise it was a great big mistake.
Sounds to me as if you're trying to convince yourself.
What do you mean?
Methinks he doth protest too much.
Don't be silly. It's a good idea. Then everyone will know exactly where they stand.
Well, it's a hell of a thing to do at Christmas. It might push her right over the edge.
Whose side are you on?
No, he's right. I didn't mean I was going to do it today. Just sometime soon. Or before the end of February, anyway. Couldn't face another birthday visit. It's a sort of New Year's resolution, like a present for Helen.
She'll love it. It's just what she's always wanted.
Come on, Mum, get the Christmas spirit.
I'm not in the mood.
That's why you need it.
If your father smells it, he'll have me arrested. You know what he's like.
Always spray the room.
Yeah. It'll make it smell really disgusting. Like pine or lavender or something.
Or lemon verbena. Yuck. Happy Boxing Day, Mum.
Cheer up. It's nearly over.
I don't know what I'd do without you.
Well, we're here, aren't we?
But we've got to go out later.
Just before Dad arrives, I think.
Good. He stopped. It's a relief. Actually, I'm not all that fond of the viola, but I wouldn't tell him that, of course. In fact, I'm not really all that musical, but it doesn't seem to matter.
I feel like a walk. Anybody coming?
You must be joking. Sally, do you want to go?
No, I'd rather stay with you.
Well, you can take these two. Come on.
Right then. Come on. Walk with Daddy.
Yeah, off you go.
Right, treasure hunt, eh? Let's have a treasure hunt.
Come on, baby.
We're gonna have a treasure hunt. We'll see if there's any rats up in the bar.
Don't forget your wellies.
You know your wellies, aren't you? Come on. Wah!
There is, and you stay here. Look, 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 look. Here you go. Yeah. He's very good with them. Well, sometimes. Oh, hasn't it gone quiet?
Well, I think you're a couple of Scrooges, you two. I love Christmas. I think it's absolutely wonderful to have tinsel and holly and turkey and presents and carols.
My God, I can't bear this. She may be about to sing.
And plum pudding and log fires. I'm sick of spending Christmas in the sun. I like being cold and then getting warm again and doing all the traditional things.
Oh, here she is.
And I think you're both pretending to be above it all. Hating Christmas is just a form of intellectual snobbery.
Sorry I'm late. You should have started without me.
He doesn't help you much, does he?
He does sometimes. He's a bit lazy. I think he's got more than he bargained for.
You know, yesterday I was noticing you had so much to do and he let you.
Well, you were helping me.
Don't you mind?
I can't be bothered to make a fuss. I'm lazy too.
Mum and Richard share everything.
Oh. Do you want to talk about it?
I did try to. I don't think he really wanted to listen.
He gets upset if he can't make things all right.
Or is that what it is?
And he feels guilty for losing touch with you.
I've told him it doesn't matter. He hasn't ruined anything.
I'm sorry I couldn't offer to help if you wanted to have the baby, but you see how things are.
No, you couldn't possibly. The whole thing was crazy. I must be mad to get in such a mess. I'm sorry, I can't stop thinking about it. It just goes round and round in my head. Hey, why did I take such a risk? I mean, I'm not stupid, and my mother's really tolerant, and I go and do the one thing that would upset her most. Felix didn't encourage me, not really.
Can't you forgive yourself? You can't change it, so why not just let it go?
You make it sound very simple.
I'm not trying to put you down, but I used to spend a lot of time fretting about things, and now I don't bother. Either they don't really matter, or if they do, they're beyond my control, or else it's too late. I just let everything wash over me now. It's much more restful.
I'd love to be like that. I suppose I'm used to Mum being in control of everything.
But you made a mistake. Happens to lots of people.
Yes, but I want to know why. I want to learn something from it.
They're back. Hello. Did you have a nice walk?
I think I'll just pop down the pub to recover, okay? See you later.
Oh, you did it again.
Oh, well. Gives us more time to talk.
I wonder why doing nothing is so exhausting.
I'm not doing nothing. I'm putting off going to see Inga.
It's like a conditioned reflex. I'm sure the day will come when I won't physically be able to swallow a mince pie. Unless I'm watching The Sound of Music or The African Queen.
Will Sally be home for your show?
Oh, I hope so. If there is one. At the rate I'm going, I don't think I'll ever be finished in time.
Heavens, you're as bad as Felix. Of course you'll finish. It's going to be wonderful. I'm really looking forward to it. Richard, can't you talk some sense into her?
I do all the time. It's like pouring water into a sieve.
I know just what you mean, don't I, darling?
Of course, we may be away on holiday.
Well, we can't miss Helen's show.
I need sunshine to finish the book.
I think you're very brave to be here at all. House full of children and a pregnant woman must be the last thing you need at the moment.
It's difficult. But it sort of helps as well, I can't explain.
So long as you're not doing it to punish yourself.
Maybe I am. Will that matter? Anyway, this is real life. I can't keep running away. I wasn't brave enough to face Mum and Felix. You're so different. It's really hard to imagine he's been married to both of you. Marcia, are you all right?
Sorry. That one sort of took me by surprise.
Oh, God. You're not in labour, are you?
Didn't you notice me puffing and blowing a bit when we were putting the kids to bed? Don't panic. Be ages yet. I ought to know the routine by now. Think of all the practice I've had.
Look, should I go and fetch Kerry?
Later on, maybe. Why spoil his evening? There's nothing he can do.
Merry Christmas, Richard.
Helen seemed very quiet. I got the feeling she didn't really want it there. I suppose she's missing Sally. She just seemed awfully worried about work. Darling, you've gone rather monosyllabic.
Have I? Sorry. Is that better?
We can't miss her show.
Can if it clashes with the holiday.
But we haven't booked it yet.
I've just got a feeling it's gonna clash.
Honestly, you and Helen, you're like a couple of silly children, always trying to score points off each other.
I'm stuffed to the gills with all the ridiculous food and drink. All I want to do is go up and lie down.
Sounds like a fun evening.
Doing fine. Sally, can you ring the midwife? The number's by the phone.
I'd like to have seen the boys.
They had to go out. You were late. They couldn't wait for you.
Seems to happen a lot. I expect they still want their presents, though, even if they don't want to see me. Thank you, Inga. I do wish you wouldn't.
It gives me a pleasure. Aren't you going to open it?
Later.
Did you have a nice Christmas?
Oh, it was all right. Very quiet. Felix and Elizabeth came over.
How lovely. So you had your old friends with you. I was all alone.
Yeah, well, you had the boys. And I'm sure you had friends you could ask if you wanted. Neighbours even. You must have. You lived here a long time.
I don't want to be with people just because they feel sorry for me. That poor, lonely woman. Better be nice to her. It's a bar. Since her husband left her, she has no one. And she's a foreigner, too. How awful.
Yeah, well, you're not very foreign after 20 years over here.
In this country, foreigner is always foreign.
I'm sure they wanted to be friendly if you'd only let them.
If I can't be with you, I'd rather be alone.
Yeah, well, that's your choice. Look, I'm here now, so can't we at least be pleasant to each other? Every time I come, it's the same. I hope it's going to be better, and it never is.
How can it be? I want you back. I'm in pain.
Look, Inga, you've got to let go. I'm sorry, but I mean it. You really do.
I can't. Did your stepdaughter come home for Christmas?
No. She's staying with her father and his family.
Perhaps She has a secret. Not everyone is reliable like me. Some people cheat.
What do you mean?
Oh, Richard. I love you so much.
I think I'll stay with Benji for a while.
Such a relief to be home.
Was it awful?
I think she gets worse. She's relentless. I don't know where she gets the energy from. So self-destructive. She's so bitter and envious. You know, she even tried to make out there was some sinister reason for Sally not coming home for Christmas.
Like what?
God knows what she meant. No, she was off with some boyfriend, I suppose. She's such a wild imagination. She can't bear it that we don't have any problems, so she wants to invent some. You want some?
Thanks.
This is very soothing. Just what I need. Oh, you don't know how nice it is to be back. So peaceful. Such a haven. Well, it's you, really. I love you so much.
Oh, Richard. I thought I was such hell to live with at the moment. I'm not even here half the time.
You're always like that before a show. Doesn't matter. Listen, I'm going to stop seeing her. I couldn't tell her today, but next time I will. No more visits. I mean it. A clean break for the new year.
You must be frozen. Come into the house, come on. Look, it's all over. It's a girl. Marcia's fine. About the pub.
I don't want to talk about it.
But things are not always what they seem.
Even if you're not really here, you still feel pretty good.
Oh, I think you can always get through to me.
Oh, Sally! You missed all the fun. Isn't she lovely?
How is the dreaded Christmas?
Lonely. And yours?
Boring. But never mind. It's over now. It's coming. How very erotic champagne is. The point of no return. Happy New Year.
How can it be?
With a little effort, I intend to make mine as happy as possible. I shall have a holiday in the sun, finish my book, and make love whenever I can.
So nothing has changed.
Do you have to play that now?
Why? You don't like it?
I love it, but it's not exactly festive, as it doesn't exactly get you in the party mood.
I should have thought it was just the thing for you, love and death.
Have you been smoking one of your strange cigarettes again?
Why? Not yet. Do you want one?
No, I just noticed that they bring on these gnomic utterances.
Felix, supposed to be so clever and you don't understand anything.
I understand that I have to be out of here by 7:30, and so do you. Now, do you want to spend your time being miserable? Or shall we go to bed?
You're early. Well done.
I thought I was a bit late. Oh, you were right. I couldn't have coped.
Don't worry, it's all over now.
Oh, it's so nice to be home. Well, they were lovely. And I just got a bit heavy. She had it on Boxing Day. There wasn't a minute's peace. There were just kids and animals all over the place, and the viola going. Oh, God, I've missed you so much.
She seems very wobbly. I really don't think now is the time to pull the rug out from under her.
I've put it off too long.
Yeah, well, that's something else. Maybe you should have done that years ago. But if you do it now, you're going to land me in the shit for a start. Look, she's leaning pretty heavily already. If you disappear, I'm not sure if I can pick up the pieces.
You must be really worried. Your metaphors are all over the place.
She's a big responsibility.
Do you think I don't know that?
Honestly, Richard, look, I got into this in a very light-hearted way. Well, you know me. I always do. But I'm not sure how much more I can take. There's a lot of pressure. She gets so depressed you can feel it weighing on you, and she gets aggressive. I mean, what if I want to get out? We can't both dump her at the same time, and she might crack up. And I cannot go on playing Big Daddy indefinitely.
Where are you?
Here.
I'd really like to go away soon. It's the worst of the winter.
As soon as Helen's show is over. The very next day, if you like.
Why do they call you Jack?
I suppose it's easier than Jamal.
Well, what's difficult about Jamal?
Well, I suppose they like me to sound more English.
Yeah, maybe that's it. You certainly don't sound very Indian.
Wait till you hear my impression of Peter Sellers. Why won't you come out with me, Sal?
I'm sorry, Jamal. I don't want to go out with anyone just now.
Usually girls like me. I'm not bad looking. I'm very polite. Also, I'm a great cook.
Yeah, I know all that. I just don't want a boyfriend at the moment.
We can just be friends. Celibacy is very fashionable, and I haven't even read the Kama Sutra. Come out with me, Sal. I really like you.
Do you mean that?
They're very much in the constructivist position.
I think so. This guy. I think you've just got to work quite hard.
That's the one. It's too small. Oh, perfect for the job.
Sorry we're late. The parking's a nightmare around here. How's it going?
Okay, I think. There's a few brats talking rubbish, but you always get that. Most of the big guns came to the press show, and that's the main thing.
I'll see about some drink.
Isn't she wonderful?
I think so.
Say, aren't you Richard Murray?
Well, that's right.
Jerome Ellis. We met when I commissioned your lovely wife to paint the 7 deadly sins for me. Great. I think she really enjoyed having a break from her usual line of work. Have you met Mario Caselli?
Oh, no. Hello. This is Elizabeth Kramer.
We have the 7 deadly sins all around the room. It looks very good in the Oast House with the circular walls.
It's kind of inspirational at dinner parties, like there's never a dull moment.
Ah, Felix. Meet Jerome Ellis and Mario Caselli. This is Felix Kramer.
Say, aren't you the guy who writes those thrillers about that detective? What's his name? You know, I'm your biggest fan. I've always got one of your books on the go. Keep it by the bed, don't I, Mario? When I can't sleep, out it comes.
Sometimes I get quite jealous.
I'm so glad you could come. How could I miss your big night? Mum, this is Jamal Khan. We're in the same seminar.
Hello.
I really like your work.
My dear, come with me. Let's see if we can find a quiet corner.
Who's the little match girl?
I've no idea.
She looks kind of interesting.
Extremely difficult.
Come on, let's go and see these paintings.
You amaze me. I'm afraid my husband's a bit of a philistine.
That's what we came for, though, isn't it?
Excuse me. Well, I think they're wonderful.
Could have stayed at home and thought there. Each group of canvases. Dialogue takes place between these separate but dependent entities. Reading the painting involves...
Well, I think they're about controlling confusion without losing touch with the passion.
God, not that old chestnut about order out of chaos.
And I think we should buy one.
What?
Serious. I really like one. And you know how hard up she is. How about that one?
Double square painting, #1.
Yes. I like it, and we should support our friends.
But have you seen these prices? I mean, couldn't you just buy one of the titles?
Look, that one's sold already.
Yeah, but it's just that idiot Yank trying to fill up his bathroom. No wonder.
Yank rhymes with wank.
Maybe he's not such an idiot. Maybe he's a shrewd investor. You don't get rich by being an idiot. And rich people like to hang on to their money. You look jolly silly if you stop me buying now and Helen gets to be world famous.
But if you do want to buy one, I mean, why pay these prices? Just go round to her studio and get one cheap. Well, comparatively cheap.
Yes, I know that's sensible. But it's not very stylish.
Yes, sir, I really believe in this little lady. And I always put my money where my mouth is.
Very good customer.
There's a poor lost soul over there just crying out to be painted.
Mum, we better be going. We've got to get back tonight. The paintings were great.
Have a safe journey. Oh, God, you made my evening.
Hello, Felix.
Happy?
Very.
And Elizabeth bought?
She's crazy. Felix will give her hell. Probably use it as a dartboard. What do you think of Jerome, Melissa's boyfriend?
Oh, I think they deserve each other. Like Beauty and the Beast. That boy Sally brought seemed very nice.
Yes, I liked him. She seemed happy.
Yeah. And the paintings are wonderful. You're wonderful.
There's no need to be so tetchy just because I bought a picture. It was my money.
So you keep reminding me.
Well, be grateful it wasn't yours. Hello? He's in bed. Can I take a message? Who is this? Phone call for you.
Who?
I'm not sure. She rang off. Somebody with a foreign accent. She sounded a bit drunk.
Oh, weird.
Yes, it was.
Oh, must have been the wrong number.
She knew your name, so it must be somebody we know. Or used to know. The weirdest thing was, it sounded like Inga.
Inga? Why did she ring off?
There you have me.
It can't have been Inga. Why would she call us now after all these years?
She wanted to speak to you.
Well, she'd have hung on, otherwise what would be the point?
Maybe she panicked.
What the hell's that supposed to mean?
Felix, we both know you're not perfect. But I've never had strange women phoning me at midnight before, and I don't like it. I did think you had at least enough elementary common sense to remember what they say about shitting on your own doorstep. If I ever find out you've been messing around with Inga, or Helen, come to that, only she wouldn't have you, you're going to wish you'd never been born. Have I made myself clear?
Oh, Felix, you woke me up.
Just what were you playing at last night?
God.
Is that all you can say?
I rang up, didn't I?
Yes. And landed me right in it.
I was hoping it was a dream. Come in the kitchen, Felix. I must have some coffee. I have a terrible headache.
Christ, Inga. Don't you have any sense at all? First you hang around Helen's show like little orphan Annie, then you ring my wife at midnight and ask for me.
I wanted Richard, but he was out. I was lonely.
What you mean, drunk?
Drunk and lonely. We were all having such a wonderful time.
Oh, God, Helen may have been having a wonderful time with everyone slobbering over it, but I had a perfectly dreadful evening, if you really want to know, and you put the lid on it. Elizabeth knows your voice, for Christ's sake. You can't just hang up like any old wrong number. If you want to ring at all, which is bloody stupid, then you have to speak. Hello, Elizabeth. This is Inga. I just thought I'd give you a call after 8 years, see how you are. You know, something casual like that, just a thing at midnight. The way you did it, you might as well send her a telegram. Dear Elizabeth, I'm screwing your husband. Just thought you'd like to know. Lots of love, Inga. God almighty.
I lost my nerve. Do you want some coffee?
No. Look, Inga, I'm sorry you're depressed. I can't go on with this. We're going on holiday next week, and I think it's best when I get back if we don't see each other. Sorry.
I told you I always spoil everything.
How about one more for luck? Just for old lang syne. Might cure your hangover.
That smelled wonderful. How long did it take you?
Oh, 2 or 3 days.
Are you sending me up?
All right. 3 or 4 days. How did I do the other night?
You were wonderful. I couldn't have faced it without you.
He was, good looking.
Yeah.
He looked sad and jealous. Is that what you wanted?
Yeah.
Did you love him very much?
I thought I did at the time.
That's us. Truce?
Truce.
Surprise!
Yes.
You may pretend to be pleased. It is so long since I've seen you. I thought you would take me out for a drink. I was shopping and I'm so tired.
Shopping?
Well, I didn't buy anything. I couldn't afford to, but I looked and walked, and now my feet hurt.
Look, Inga, I've been saying this for 8 years, so this is the last time I'm going to say it. Don't you think it would be a good idea if you got a job?
Oh,
Then you could afford to go shopping and you wouldn't be so bored and lonely.
there's something called unemployment. Haven't you heard of it?
But you haven't even tried. Look, you can speak 3 languages, you can cook and drive and type, you can look after children. There must be someone who'll give you a job.
I can't leave the boys.
The boys are huge. They'll be leaving you pretty soon. And they can certainly manage to make a sandwich and put the kettle on. You'll be happier, Inga, believe me.
You mean you'd be happier? You would have more money to spend on the car.
Right, that's it. Time to go home.
Will you drive me?
No,
Then I won't go.
can't stay here.
Are you going to throw me out? How exciting. I didn't know you were so violent. Isn't it nice that you can still surprise me after all these years? What will your colleagues think when I start to scream? It is such fun. I can have a fantasy we are still married. We are going home from supper and bed.
Since you know it's a fantasy, why do you want to have it?
Oh, Richard, you don't understand anything, do you? Sometimes I wonder why you still love me and have so little imagination. Aren't you going to come in for a drink?
No, I don't think so.
The boys may be there.
Inga, there's no easy way to say this, but I'm not going to see you anymore. I'm sorry, love.
You don't mean it. It is a horrible English joke. I can't believe it. Is she making you do this?
No, she doesn't make me do things. I just can't take any more. It's no good for either of us. We've tried our best and it just doesn't work. I feel guilty and you feel miserable.
Richard, please tell me you are joking. Richard, please. Why now? What have I done? I'm sorry. I take it back. I'd do anything. I can't live without you. Richard, I mean that. I will die without you.
No, you won't. I spent 8 years believing you, but it simply isn't true. You'll be depressed for a while, maybe a long time, although I hope not, and then you'll get over it. I'm actually making it worse by seeing you. We should have had a clean break years ago. Truly, Inga, it's no good like this. I can't go on being blackmailed.
I will kill myself.
Look, I must go now, but we can always talk on the phone, and the boys know where to reach me.
It is Felix, isn't it?
What?
Why you are leaving me?
I left you a long time ago, love.
Did he tell you you had an affair? But it was only to feel closer to you. I never cared for him. You must understand that. It was an itch. It's gone.
I don't mind at all. I thought it might cheer you up.
You knew?
He's a friend. He had to tell me the truth.
And you are not even slightly jealous. It's not why you are leaving me?
I'm leaving you because I can't stand the strain. Because I owe it to Helen to make a clean break. She's been very patient.
You owe it to Helen?
Yes, to Helen and to Sally. I'm going to put them first for a change. Look, I really am going now. You're better off without me. You're always better off without someone who loves someone else.
Before you go, will you just open the drawer?
Look, I'm not playing any more games.
Don't you want to know what you really owe Helen?
Look, Inga, what is this nonsense?
I want you to know the sort of woman you are leaving me for. Go on. Open the drawer. There's a letter. Go on. Read it.
Hello? You had a bad day. You look exhausted.
I've been to see Inga.
Oh, well. Enough said. Here. Have a drink. Hi, I've been reading my reviews. Isn't that shaming? I think after all these years I'd know better. Still, some of them aren't half bad. Do you think it's ethical to believe them only when they're good?
That's all that really matters to you, isn't it? Your work.
What do you mean? God, you really do look awful. Was she worse than ever?
I've been saying goodbye to her.
I mean, you actually did it. No wonder you look shattered. Is that why you're holding a knife? Did you really want to finish her off?
No. It's you I'd like to kill. Only I don't suppose that I have the guts.
For God's sake, Richard!
Yeah. That's what I'd like to do to you.
Go mad! What's the matter with you?
Oh, don't pretend you can't work it out. You knew that Inga and Felix were having an affair. How many clues do you need?
Don't tell me she's pregnant.
Oh, yeah, you're getting warm. She had a little parting gift for me. I think this is the German for poison. You see what you think. She went through his desk in an idle moment, and that's what she's found. Christ, Helen, why didn't you tell me? I'm only your husband. I'm only her stepfather. I've only been around for the past 10 years. Don't I count for anything?
I'm sorry.
Sorry. Sorry.
Look, it was a very painful decision. I wanted to talk to you. Believe me, I was longing to, but I couldn't. I knew you wouldn't agree with me. It was something I had to do on my own. It was very hard and very lonely.
You and Felix and Sally, all being lonely together.
Well, they didn't want you to know either.
How very convenient.
Well, they thought you'd be upset and angry as you are. What was the point?
Oh, quite, when you and Felix had already made up your minds what to do. It'd been very awkward if I'd agreed with Sally.
Well, look, I assumed you'd be against abortion. You usually are, and that client of yours, Tracy, just killed herself because she'd had a baby adopted. How could I tell you? I mean, Sally didn't know what she wanted. You'd have made her more mixed up than ever.
Mean? What you mean is that I might have stopped you forcing her to have an abortion.
Look, if Sally had really wanted to have that child, she could have told you the truth at any time, but she didn't. She came to me. I had to do what I thought was best.
No wonder she didn't come home for Christmas.
Well, she was depressed at first, of course, but she's got over it now. You saw her at the show. She looked happy, didn't she? I mean, she has had time to think about it, and she knows I was right.
You're unbelievable. I mean, did you ever think of the alternatives?
Yes, I did, and they were worse.
And it didn't matter what I might have felt.
Look, she's my daughter. I had to make the final decision.
Well, that says it all. I don't think I know you at all.
Aren't you just a tiny bit angry at your precious friend?
He's not here, is he? I'll deal with him later on. Right now, I'm going to pack.
Pack? Don't be silly.
I'm moving out. I can't live with you after this. You can do something like this on your own. We don't have a marriage at all.